Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Mortgage Coach coaching call every Tuesday morning, 9 o'clock Pacific. We're here. I'm Dave Savage, CEO of Mortgage Coach, and we are absolutely dedicated to your personal and your professional success. Mortgage Coach is driven by these values of WOW, helping you surpass the expectations of both your borrowers and your realtors, helping you do that by being an educator, a teacher, someone that brings insight above and beyond the norm, and doing that at a level of excellence. So one of the things that we have going this week and last week is our winter workshop. So if you haven't already, make sure you sign up for our winter workshop. We've only got 2 days left. So we have at noon today, is mortgage insurance right for my client? We'll help you net that out. Tomorrow at 8 o'clock, an open house presentation. So think of it as tactical training after today's call, and government training tomorrow, rent versus own on Thursday. Don't miss it. So today is all about the mega open house system with Michael Maher and Joshua Smith. We actually don't have Joshua on the call today, but Michael is going to be bringing his content and his message because the two of them do a lot of webinars together, a lot of training together. And Michael, welcome to the call.
Thank you. It's great to be here, and it's an honor and privilege, as always, to be on Mortgage Coach. And thank you for those of the Mortgage Coach clients who were here last time and got a kind of a taste for this. And now we're going to dive deep into the mega open house system. Very excited about delivering this content today.
Right on. Well, I'm going to kick things off, do a couple follow-ups from past calls. Feel free to jump in and add feedback anywhere along the way. All right, so one, I wanted to do a shout out to a call that I did with Steve Harney several months ago called, The Ultimate Open House with Steve Harney. Again, just another view and another perspective of how to deliver value at an open house. And I wouldn't even say different. You two align so closely in so many ways. How often are you sharing the stage with Steve, by the way?
Well, Steve's not speaking as much as he used to, so I would say, a couple of times this year, whereas the previous year it was probably 8, and so yeah, he's reached some goals in his life, and it's pretty cool. So yeah, so a couple of times, and love his content, and you're exactly right. We're perfectly aligned. We anytime I get a chance to share the stage, I know that the audience is going to hear a message of generosity and adding value to others.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful what good friends you guys are as both leaders in the real estate space. So for all you Mortgage Coach members, I wanted to remind you of how to get some of this content. If you just go to the Mortgage Coach page, you click on YouTube, and I want to remind you that we have a number, there's where you can watch recordings of the winter workshop, open house training, sales skills, Mortgage Coach quick hits. We just added some quick hits from the Josh Meadows call. So this is a call that's been watched over 500 times, and now Jacob and the team has broken that up into 2 to 7 minute sound bites, so that if there's something specific, some scripting on how to talk to a realtor about a Mortgage Coach experience, boom, there's 3 minutes on it. So I wanted to draw that to your attention. Also want to just draw to your attention that on the open house stuff, if you click on our open house playlist, there's a lot of content in there. This call will be added to that, and just tactical, how to create a Mortgage Coach experience. So again, remember, if you have not already, to be watching the Josh Meadows video. Y'all know how to get to that. Not going to play that again. So let's set things up. And Michael, I want to make, as I set up the call, make this as collaborative as possible. But I think more than ever, people that are coming to open houses, if they were not driven there because they have Redfin, Trulia, they're using apps, they know which homes are open, if that didn't drive them into the open house, it's certainly something that they're using. What percentage of the people that you think are coming into open houses nowadays, they've got the MLS in their back pocket?
At least 80%, and I may be underestimating that. It's well, if you're in an active adult community or maybe an older neighborhood of ranches, that's going to be less. But overall, and if it's a first-time home buyer, it's way higher. It's going to be 90% plus. The one I see the most is the Realtor.com app. which is interesting because maybe they're not leading in impressions or things like that, but it seems like the one they use the most. No judgment on my end. It just seems like the one they use the most is Realtor.com. And that's why we're going to talk about today is about making sure to put the open house, make sure the agent you partner with puts the open house on Realtor.com, which is free and easy to do.
Got it. So folks, no matter who you ask, I mean, when it comes to what percentage of the community has the MLS in their back pocket, that either drove them into the open house or it's a tool that they're using, it's the majority. So it's important that you have a mobile strategy because there's the numbers. These are a few months old. 55+ million people have the mobile experience, and another 61 million are leveraging this on their desktop. So from a lender's perspective and as a mortgage coach perspective, that means a couple things. One, they have easy access for rate quoting, whether they're shopping you or whether they're giving you a second opinion. It's never been easier for a borrower to go find a home or to get a second opinion, and the numbers don't deny it. And when you look at the biggest real estate companies in the country, they've got a mobile strategy. So it's, our message is, especially when it comes to open houses, it's never been more important to have a mobile strategy on how you as a lender are partnering with realtors to deliver more value. So I want to just net out some of the mortgage coach value there, and then Michael, let's get into the mega open house and also talk about how we can integrate the mortgage coach experience. So from an average experience, this is the type of flyers that are on display at an open house. And we all know, because we've done a lot of teaching and training around it, as a mortgage coach, you can create a link, you can forward that to the realtor, and now this is the realtor's device. All they had to do is click on a link from an email, and it pulls up a mortgage coach experience on their mobile device, and you have the realtor's device on display at the open house. So this is actually Dan Keller, one of Dan Keller's realtors on the left, and on the right, it's an example of an open house experience by Bank Home Loans. And we've got lots of pictures like this where loan officers are forwarding the link, training their realtors how to use it, and I'll get into more details on how you can use this as we go through Michael's content. Michael, anything you want to add on that before we bring you back into the game and we really drill down on the mega open house?
Dave, I just have to make a comment. I'm not blowing smoke here either. I mean, does anybody add more value to the mortgage world than you and Mortgage Coach? I mean, what you're doing and what I do as well is we want to give lenders tools in their tool belt so that they can partner with, whether it be realtors or financial planners or CPAs, whoever it may be. They go into that with a decided advantage over any other lender when it comes to starting and building that relationship. And I love what you're doing here. And what's funny is you've even added more value than from the last call we did a month ago. So I just have to applaud your efforts, and it's a powerful thing. Every single one of the people on this who are listening should know how to use that and use it well, because it's going to add value to the relationship. And quite honestly, it's a great tool for them to know how to use anyway.
Well, we all know the way the world works, the more you give, the more you get. So the more value that you're giving to your realtor in a way that helps them capture leads and then convert those into buyers, the better off we're all going to be. So Michael, I do want to, as we go through, your program and what you put together with Joshua, because I know you guys teach and train a lot on this content, please let us know where the mortgage coach experience would integrate. Everybody on this call is a mortgage coach, and the hundreds of loan officers that will listen to the recording of this call, the more you can say, hey, this is how you blow up the open house and capture more leads, and this is how you bring unique value as a mortgage coach, the better. So I'm gonna hand off the screen to you, and or at least I'm going to try to here. Oh, there you are. And if you could walk us through some of your slides, also give us a little bit of backstory on Joshua, since some of this content is stuff that you guys have created together. And let's rock it out with the mega open house. And I can see your slides.
Perfect. You can see my slide okay. I just want to verify that before I get going, because I tend to go pretty fast.
I can see your slides.
Perfect. Well, first of all, thank you, and thank you for the segue. And you know, I've been speaking on the 4 profit pillars off and on for years, though my focus has been the repeat and referral avenue, of course. And you know, here's some stats about me, and just so a lot of you will know, is I can now add another book to the best-selling author tag, and that is The Miracle Morning for Real Estate Agents. If you did not know that we launched that on December 12th, I encourage you to check it out at miraclemorningagent.com, which will lead you to the Amazon site. And if you're looking for bulk orders, let us know. I'm not here to sell anything, but listen, if I didn't tell you that, I would be doing all of us a disservice. So, all right. So, and then Joshua Smith is not on, and Joshua Smith's a good buddy of mine. We have been masterminding on open houses for a long time, and had the opportunity. It's like, holy cow, everybody's asking all these questions, and this is certainly from a real estate perspective. There's much more realtors asking us questions, and so we took my ultimate open house system and his mega open house system, and that's how we got the ultimate mega open house system. And he's not here today, but I want you to know he's one of the top 30 teams in the United States. It would not surprise me to see him at number 1 someday. He's out of the Glendale, Arizona, the Scottsdale, Phoenix, Arizona area, and he's a top producing agent with RE/MAX. And I just want to give full credit here, right? Is that the ideas and the strategies that we've implemented are a collaboration with him and myself, and some courses that we've been teaching over time. So I couldn't go through this webinar without giving him due credit. So here's the thing. Anything worth doing is worth doing well. And if you're writing and taking notes, which I know that a lot of people do, I truly believe that maybe the way to write this down is anything worth doing is worth doing mega, right? It's worth doing not just well, but at mastery, at a big level. And that's the thing that I see so many people make mistakes about is they dabble in a dozen different things instead of focusing on a few and mastering them. The key is to master 1, maybe 2, and what happens is once you've mastered something, all of a sudden you're able to master multiple things because you're able to apply your execution and strategy of mastering to other things. So I think that's the first thing is so many people do open houses. In fact, that's actually not true. The truth is there are realtors today who are meeting with sellers and convincing them not to do open houses because, quote unquote, open houses don't work. What's the truth? The truth is those realtors don't want to work. So they don't want to work on Sunday or whatever the open house day is, and so guess what is they convince them that they don't want to do open houses. But here's the deal. They're missing out on an enormous opportunity, and I want to tell you more about that. And in fact, I was talking to Dave before the call in part of our prep time, and I truly believe that maybe other than the housewarming party system, which a lot of you know from what I've done, is the housewarming party system may be the number 1 thing to partner with a realtor, but the open house may be the number 1 for you. It is definitely right there with the housewarming party system, and it might be the best open door. It might be the easiest step into a new relationship. So I'm excited about delivering this. I talked already about the Miracle Morning for Real Estate Agent. It's your time to rise and shine. This is truly the Christmas gift for the realtor on your list. You can go to miraclemorningagent.com to hook that up and check it out on your own. I truly believe in my heart of hearts that this is the next classic in real estate, and the sales have already proven that to be true, is that, we're number 1 and number 2 in the Amazon category of buying and selling homes. The number 1 was the paperback, and the number 2 was the Kindle version. So it's blowing up. I definitely suggest that you get it. I make about $2 on that. So
hey, real quick, I want to.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
And I want to do a shout out for that. One, I've interviewed Hal on these calls. His interviews are fantastic. If you have not heard Hal before, the first interview I did with him, I mean, it was incredible. We invited him to Sales Mastery. He was one of the top-rated speakers at Sales Mastery this year. And through having Hal on our stage, both at Mortgage Coach and Sales Mastery, he has, he's brought so much value to so many people. And so it's one of those gifts. It's exciting to see you guys partner, Michael. It's one of those gifts where when you give the book to people, you really create some transformation and some change, and they're thanking you. So, I mean, I was at the Todd Duncan boot camp this last week, and the CEO of one of our clients, they've got 170 loan officers. So, this is the CEO of a big company, and they've got, he's bought that book for all of his employees. They are now doing a miracle morning, I don't know what you call it, just kind of an accountability program within the organization.
Yep.
And now they're giving it out to all kinds of their agents within the market in Austin, Texas. So, again, just want to really support this book and this movement, and it's great to see you part of it, Michael.
Well, thank you very much. And for those of you that have read 7L, this is the sequel to 7L. This is the next step in Rick and Michelle's journey with a bunch of very cool surprises for everybody that's read 7L. So it is a power parable with a ton of content, which, that's my genre, right? That's what I'll do forever. Because in a story, we cannot just tell you, like so many nonfiction books are, tell you, but nobody likes to be told, right? Whereas in a story, we can not only tell you, but we can show you through the characters in the story how to, and also how to conquer the challenges that are associated with implementing such a powerful strategy. So thank you, Dave. And just so you know, Dave, yours is one of the first 5 endorsements right inside the book when people open it up. So your endorsement was so powerful, and your name carries so much weight that we definitely saw that as one of the first 5, and we did meet on that and vote on which of the endorsements were going to be on the first page. So once again, kudos to you for delivering a tremendous amount of value. So here we go.
It's an honor to be part of it. It's all good.
Yeah, and I have no really good transition, so we're just going to jump in to the 4 profit pillars, and these are the 4 most profitable niches. I said riches almost, and those could go together in real estate. So repeat and referral, a lot of you know that's my niche, right? That's the niche that I've mastered. And then sign calls, right? Sign call is extremely profitable. You got to put up a sign anyway. Why not master that process? And then open houses we're going to talk about today, and then expired and for sale by owner is the 4th most profitable niche. Why is it profitable? Is because it only takes phone calls typically to convert, right? It takes great scripts and dialogues, and so these are the 4 most profitable. People sometimes ask me, where does farming lie? Well, farming is an expensive endeavor, especially at first, so it would be over here as maybe a 5th. So what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about the open houses. So why do open houses, right? If you notice, that the comic up in the top is, they're using Smarties or candy to lure them into the house, and really that the house is the candy, right? That's what we found is that it is the candy. So why? The number 1 reason is the relationship game. Right, this open house system is an enormous opportunity to build relationships, not just with you and the realtor, and I know that's the perspective that you're coming from, but honestly also from the perspective of the team or the agent with the seller, and then also is that I have met some of the best relationships in my life at open houses. People that came in for one reason or another. I have $2 million clients that I'm thinking of right off the top of my head that were actually met at a house, at an open house. So the bottom line is maybe you're being withheld from some relationships because you're not participating in this event or this experience called an open house. Number two, of course, is more leads. Trust me, open houses work. This is good for 2 to 5 solid leads a weekend. And in my personal opinion, I think that maybe we are underestimating that. But, hey, you know what? You got to start somewhere. The consumer, listen to number 3. This is what by the way, these slides are very, very, very similar to what we teach the realtors. So look where number 3 is. The consumer is more comfortable with the lender, so that this eliminates some of the pressure that they may feel with coming in. So they may love talking to you, whereas their first impression of a realtor is pushy salesperson. So know that just being a lender gives you credence, gives you credibility, and makes you, the lender, an important ally in the open house strategy, and that is the truth. And then, of course, the best thing here is short sales and foreclosures are typically the butt end of a lot of jokes in real estate. However, what we found is that there are incredible opportunities for open houses, which I'm going to get to. And then the other thing is you're able to and do pre-quals on the spot. So that's, I mean, the why is pretty big here. I'm going to give you some quick stats on from a realtor's perspective, why the heck to do these. Look at these numbers, and I'm not sure if they aren't the same for mortgage professionals, but I have to say that's just conjecture. I don't have any empirical evidence of that at this point. But the open house funnel, and what we call pillars, we also call funnels when we start to develop them as a business lead generation piece. It's a low-cost, high-profit opportunity. And so look at this, 66% of buyers choose the first agent they meet face-to-face. And it wouldn't surprise me if maybe that number is creeping upwards over time. 72% of sellers choose the first agent they meet face-to-face. So if they're going to be interviewing different agents, which one do you think I want to be, right? And there are many times where they didn't have the second and third meeting after meeting with me or meeting with Joshua or meeting someone on my team. Now, 80%, this is probably the number that's getting you salivating, is 80% of buyers who attend open houses are unrepresented from a real estate perspective. Now, I want to taper that number, or at least temper that number a little bit, and I would say it's probably 60% of those who attend open houses are pre-qualified or not pre-qualified. So opportunity. The best thing here is you can choose the price range of who you want to work with. So choosing the open house, the beauty here is the people who go to that open house are probably going to be around that price range. You're not going to see a lot of $200,000 buyers at a $500,000 open house. That doesn't mean you're not going to see any, but you're likely to see mostly $400,000 to $600,000 buyers. So I will tell you that choosing the house is a big part of this. It's a lot like being a store owner and you're getting ready to open a Buffalo Wild Wings franchise or a Massage Envy franchise, right? So what do you look for, right? You look for location, location, location. You look for availability. You look for traffic patterns. You look for opportunity. You look for the surrounding area for comps or whatever it may be. So choosing the house is a big part of that. I have to tell you, I don't have time to go into that here, but I want you just to maybe in your notes, in capital letters, choose the right house. Choose the right house for the opportunity. Planning, we say start about 2 weeks before, but I have to tell you that my team and I have already talked about January's open houses. So, in some cases, we're 6 weeks in preparation. We think of mega open houses as our storefront, and I want you to think about it that way, is that this is an opportunity. I mean, this is a retail store, and it's a blessing that a seller, think about it, a seller is actually paying a realtor and you to have a storefront space. You know, if you were to rent space, it would normally be, you know, $200 a square foot, maybe a lot more. But in this case, they're actually paying you for this opportunity to open up their home and invite people in for a grand opening every weekend. You may want to write that down. We truly look, and I have to tell you, with my new agents that come on my team, one of the first things I have to really reframe what an open house is. It is a grand opening of a retail store every single Sunday. We do ours on Sunday, except for occasionally we'll do some of our upper bracket on Thursday evenings, based on research and our market. Once again, pick out the perfect storefront. A lot of the people you're going to partner with may have 5 listings. Start looking at, you know, what is the perfect storefront? What is the nicest home? Which is closest or easiest to access by busy intersections? What's the maybe 2 right turns off the highway is a great way to do it. And here is the number one question you may have, or listen, lenders, this is a perfect opportunity for you to partner with your next rising star. Is what if I do not have a listing? Well, one is they can get permission from another agent in the office to hold that home open for an hour or 2 or whatever it may be. So that's a good one. And then here is this is worth $1 million. I want you to know that this piece of advice is worth $1 million. And the next thing is HUD homes, bank-owned homes, or foreclosures. You have to realize that any agent can hold a HUD home open, or a most foreclosed homes. So you can actually open those up without it being your listing, right? And just so you know, we found this out by accident when we had a bank-owned home and we put bank-owned on the open house. Well, guess what? I mean, what do you think? I mean, do you take the bank-owned part off of here, and this just looks like an open house, right? Well, take the bank-owned and the smiley face off there, and you have a blank open house sign, blah, 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 right? But now we put bank-owned, what does that say, right? That says deal. That says opportunity. You will get the iffy buyer, and in fact, you'll get the ones who weren't even thinking about buying, who show up at the open house, and all of a sudden they're thinking about buying. The other thing, we are a huge, and I mean Joshua, myself, and my team, are huge, huge fans of banners and smiley faces, and we've also used American flags or flags of some type that strap to the pointer sign. So get the attention. Get the attention of the open house sign. The only thing that, and this is one of my coaching clients who did this exact sign and took a picture, the only thing that I would tweak, now they did this very inexpensively. I mean, this is a $3 maybe a $5, sign, is maybe some branding would be good on this pointer sign. Something that says Kansas City Home Team Open House or something like that. But know that if they don't have any listings, they can hold an REO or a HUD home open. And remember, it's just a couple of hours on a Sunday. So no excuses is really how we position it to the realtors. Now, once you have identified the property, that's where I'm sitting here and I'm thinking of being in a boat, and I've got my hand on the accelerator, and I'm pushing forward. Right? Now's the time to whoosh, right? Push full throttle. And once the property is identified, shoot a video either of the home or of yourself, and then once you shoot the video, you want to boost that post on Facebook, which is going to cost a little bit of money. But I have to tell you that the money spend on advertising on Facebook is very inexpensive, and you can get quite a few impressions. Now, there is a science, right, to doing Facebook ads. No way in the world I'm going to try to cover it in the little bit of time I have here. But just know that's part of the training we do, and part of your agents are going to be able to find that training very quickly. And then we do a call or voice broadcast to the community. Now, we use a service called VS Client Connect, but I don't want you to get wrapped. There's a million, like Sly Broadcast is another one. There's tons of companies out there. Don't get caught up in I don't have that quote unquote, right? I don't have that software. I don't have that. I don't know how to do a video. Don't get caught up in all that. Just take it, do it the best you can. If you miss a voice broadcast, then you miss a broadcast. I will tell you that there's a lot of companies out there about getting numbers and things like that. Vulcan 7 is definitely one that I highly recommend. I do not have an affiliate with them, or do I get paid anything for the referral? No. But the bottom line is right now they're just kicking everybody else's butt when it comes to getting the data. And the data is everything in this business, as you and I both know. And then this is powerful. And this is where you could help, or a person on your team could help, or you could come up with this idea, which we use in Kansas City, and Joshua is just now using, is high schoolers and college kids who, for $10 an hour, will flyer the closest 100 to 500 neighbors. Notice that's not door knock. It's flyer the closest 100 to 500 neighbors. Now, we do have coaching clients who don't mind door knocking. And guess what? They're having a little bit more success by door knocking. And there's a really good script that goes along with that I created for them so that it wasn't door knocking, right? It was, hey, hello, I just wanted to alert you that we're having an open house this Sunday at 123 Main Street, just down the road and around the corner. And the reason for this that I'm letting you know is because there may be a lot more traffic than normal to come through your neighborhood this week. And I just wanted to let you know that so that you know that this traffic's coming through. And what we found is that, hey, listen, our marketing is going to attract a lot of traffic. Feel free to stop by if you want to. What we do is the more traffic we have, the more people we have come through the house. And the more people we have come through the house, the more likely we are to create an auction effect on this home. And when we get an auction effect, 2 or 3 people that are interested, it raises the price. And the bottom line is I want you to know that benefits you, because if we raise the price in your neighborhood, then that means you've got equity or more equity in your house. So I just wanted to alert you that, hey, there may be a bunch of traffic, and here's another thing. Would you mind if I just put a sign in your yard for the next couple of days? Is that all right? And they may say no, right? So, but the bottom line is, notice that I'm positioning it in a way that it's more of a neighborhood alert than it is, I'm your area realtor, who do you know who's looking to sell, which gets a door shut in your face. That is a nugget right there. So here's the flyer. Yeah, I'm going to show you the flyer. The thing that, the way this looks is great. I want you to know that the most important components, and Dave's probably going to be laughing, the most important components of this flyer is that it's yellow and has black writing. I just want you to know, yellow is extremely noticeable. Black is very easy to read on a yellow background, and that has been found in marketing to be a very powerful, attention-getting, powerful combination. So that's enough on that. And then the event, right? Look what we're recommending. And I put the main event up in the corner because we look at this as almost like we're Tony Robbins and we're putting on this event at this house. Literally bottled water and staging and making sure all their pills are put away and their jewelry is put away and the home is just like ready. So notice lender partner. not just recommended, we strongly recommend that they do this with their lender partner. And of course, prep the house first. And then, of course, proper signage, which I'm going to show you some examples of that. Don't be afraid to encourage the agent or do it yourself. Is on your iPhone or on your phone, do a quick selfie video at like 10 o'clock on Sunday or the night before, whatever makes sense for you, and just say, oh man, I am really looking forward to being out at 12344 Lake Quivira Road with Joshua, and man, oh man, this is a beautiful house. Do me a favor, it's in the 500 range. You've got people you know in that 500 range. Encourage them to go to 12344 Lake Quivira Road. It's just gorgeous. I can't wait to go. Hope to see you there. I'll be there for a couple of hours and answering any questions about real estate, mortgages, and of course about 12344 Lake Quivira Road. Right? It can be as simple as that. Just show the excitement, show the announcement, if you will, and know that raw is good, real is good, authentic is good, and then post it on YouTube, and then share that on Facebook. If you don't know how to do that, don't worry about it. It's very easy, right? All right, so make it stand out. This is Joshua's. He rents the balloon. Now he bought his balloon, so that's out in front of the house. Does that not stand out or what? I mean, that definitely makes it stand out. Flags, you're going to see some examples that we did yesterday, and I apologize for blowing these pictures up and having them be a little blurry. But open house, I mean, look at all the flags. I am a huge fan of flags, and this is his wrapped car, his wrapped Hummer, but I have to tell you, we also have a moving truck, and that's where we put all of our supplies for the open house. So our moving truck is driving around, stopping, putting in the signs everywhere, and we put out 50 to 100 between the 5 or 6 people that are doing this. And you might think, I don't have 5 or 6 people. Well, put out 40 signs, right? But notice that the moving truck and the Hummer are very noticeable and lets people know, right? It's advertisement. Here's the other thing. I think one of the reasons that you go mega with something is you start to realize that the little things, not these huge mega cost things, but the little things that don't cost anything or very little make the big difference. They say that large doors swing on small hinges, and that's so true. Mega success really is hinging on the smaller things that you do that make the big difference. So what is the number one problem with the leads when it comes to open houses? It's getting them to sign in. And I want you to know, this is key. If they have 2 doors, you have 2 signs. If they have 1 door at the front, you have 1 sign. And it should say, per seller's request, please sign in. And that is the truth, right? Doesn't the seller want to know everybody that's been through their house? And the other thing is know that if you or the agent deny someone access because they wouldn't sign in is a good thing. This whole thought of, hey, free will through the house needs to go away. It definitely does, right? So know that they sign in. Now, do they have to give us all their information? The answer is no, but it's one of those where it's good for them to give you, it's good for them to know exact instructions. And we have a table. We have just a folding table that we have right at the front door. And we have, hopefully, somebody to man that table. Could be you, right? Or an assistant. And we put it right at the front thing, and we have a guest registry. We use a really nice wedding registry. So it's something maybe they've signed in before at a happy occasion. And just so you know, here's a tip, is we write 3 or 4 or 5 names down or we reuse the previous open house registry for over and over again at the same house, right? So it even comes in, and sometimes those names have been mine and my wife's, right? And the lender and the lender's wife, and just know that's okay, right? And it's the truth, except occasionally my wife wouldn't go. But the bottom line is nobody wants to be first to put their name on the registry. So having a few warm-up names will help them, and we fill in the whole thing with our stuff, right? Name, email, and phone number, so that the next person will put name, email, and mobile. So hopefully that helps, right? At the event, remember, it's all about them. Don't sell anything. Please don't sell anything. You are there, and this is so, this is so Dave Savage and Michael Maher, is you are there to educate. You are there to help, right? It's all about them. I teach FROG, which is Family, Recreation, Occupation, Goals. Just imagine like a little frog on their head, and if you imagine a frog on their head, you'll smile a little bit, and then you'll know, to ask. One of the things under goals is, what are your housing goals? When do you hope to be into something, right? And just get into a conversation about them. Does your family live around here? Are you from around here? And just get really comfortable with engaging in conversation. Do you work around here? Is a great open house script. That's such a overwhelming script, right? And then jot down notes. I carry around my blessings book, and Shannon, my realtor partner, carries around her blessings book. Josh has a journal that he writes into. And the big thing is jot down notes, focus on the communication. If they go for the appointment, be willing to receive it, and know when you are available. That I want you to write that down, please, for the realtor and for yourself. Go in with 4 or 5 times that you know you're available. How proactive, how professional does that look when you go, you know what, I've got a 1 and a 2 on Thursday available. Which of those 2 times work best for you? That's proactive communication. It shows so much professionalism. All right. The follow-up process, and then we've got a couple pictures and we're done, just so you know. And I've lost track of time here a little bit, so hopefully we're still good on time. My follow-up process, if I'm not getting an appointment, and this is all of us, right? This is his team does, my team does, and the coaching clients that we've taken through the training is, okay, the very first thing we do is we're going to do a video that's generic, entirely about expressing appreciation. And this is something that I added to our mega open house system, and it has absolutely been sparkling as far as response. And it's just, wow. Listen, we all live busy lives, and I just wanted to let you know I really appreciated you stopping by the open house today. That mega open house, we got tons of people, and it's one of those where we appreciate each and every one, and I really just wanted to shoot a quick video and say thank you for attending this open house. I hope we see you at future ones. If we can ever do anything, please do me a favor. Email me at michael@kins, and know that I'm here to help. I'm here to serve. I'm ready. Let me know what I can do for you. Thank you so much. And notice that's all about expressing appreciation with a call to action. And notice that I could take that video and send it to 40 different people, and it would they'd feel like it was just made for them. You want to do a custom search the same day. So from any notes you take or anything around that home, you should be able to send them, and that's a realtor. Never mind. Your realtor should be able to do that. The next day, we're going to do a phone call, and I'm going to give you the exact script for that phone call. Would that be helpful? Right. And not only that, just so you know, is this that I'm going to give you is not just for this situation. It could also get a realtor to call you. I want you to know what I'm about to give you, another $1 million idea, sponsored by Dave Savage and Mortgage Coach. That is all about open houses and taking them from open houses to why does it benefit you to have an agent relationship or a mortgage through you, if that makes sense. So, all right, this is golden. Now, those of you that are fans of 7L and have read the 7 levels of communication, you know on voicemail, do just that. You leave this message like I asked you to or teach you to, and guess what? They call back. And I want you to know, I just did this with the president of a real estate school yesterday, and he called me back this morning. Right, the president of a real estate school, the guy's probably pretty busy, but this is the exact thing that I left. And speak with urgency, clearly, quickly, and authoritatively. If you have any S in you, you need to bury it for a little bit, and that's from the DISC behavioral styles. But it's, hey, Rick, this is Michael J. Mayer. Just a couple of quick, specific questions. Just you. Can you give me no emergency, but I just had a couple of quick, specific questions just for you. Give me a call at phone number. If anyone else answers, let them know that I want to talk to you. Thanks. Here's the number. Talk to you soon. There's like a million really cool things about these 4 or 5 sentences. I don't want to go into it now, but we'll figure out a way to get this to you if that's because in 5 seconds I'm going to change slides. But this is powerful for any arrangement, and it will get them to call you back, right? And you're probably like, well, what are my quick, specific questions? Well, you're going to have to come up with that part, right? I mean, one is, did you get everything you need at the open house, for the open house? And the second is, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1, you're just curious, and 10, you're ready to buy a home today, 5. Oh, great, a 5. What would it take to make you a 10? I think, you know what, I just need to get my finances in order. Oh, wonderful. So do you have somebody helping you get your finances in order? And that leads you into a conversation and probably a referral, right? That's how I roll. All right, open house funnel. This is the last slide I have, Dave, and the bottom line here is blow it up. Do it mega or don't do it at all, and funnels that can not only be powerful for the realtor, but can be powerful for you. You are partnering to open. There's so many lenders who are doing MSAs and joint ventures, and by the way, there's less going away. I mean, down the road, if you look to the future, there probably won't be those anymore. So what if you could actually rent some space with a realtor for 0? How much would you pay for that, right? You would pay a lot, but I want you to know is that it's free every weekend at an open house. So, man, I have a million things I could talk.
Okay, Michael.
I mean, literally a million things that I could talk about on this,
Michael.
And hey. Yeah, I'm going to stop right there, Dave. By
the way, if you could show your screen again, we lost your screen in that last one, and you've had some internet connection for the last few minutes. I've let it roll. If you could share that last screen just so everybody can see the slide, I've pushed it over to you. I want to make sure everybody sees that last slide. Go ahead and share your desk. Okay, boom. So
is it the guaranteed response? Sorry, are you there?
Oh, yeah, so we can see the open house funnel. I wanted to make sure everybody saw that. Your voice, I don't know if it's your internet connection, but your voice has been coming in and out, so just an FYI on that.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it hasn't been that bad the whole call. It's just kind of at the end, and I do believe everybody was able to hear the message and get it. It was getting tough to hear you. So, folks, here is the script. Remember, this call is being recorded, so you can go back and listen, and you can go back and write this down. So, pretty straightforward. We've still got about 10 minutes left in the call, so let's do a debrief and let's nail down on a few topics. So from a lender's perspective, I mean, your goal, everybody on this call, as a mortgage coach, it's to deliver more value to the realtor, to do it in a unique way. And at the end of the day, if you can help them get more leads out of an open house and just be easier to do business with, you're going to be better off. So everybody on this call, you are a mortgage coach. You can deliver something above and beyond the normal experience. You can deliver a mortgage coach open house experience. So I do want to get just I'm going to throw out a survey real quick. How many of you on this call right now are delivering mortgage coach open house experiences? Please vote.
Oh, I love that. I'd love to know the totals.
Yeah, let me know. I mean, I'm guessing it's going to be about 80-20. This is, I don't want to say it's new, but it's only been months that we have been teaching and training people to do this. It hasn't been the entire year. Probably, I would say in the spring, this strategy started really coming up a lot. So by the way, only 50% of you have voted. Y'all know how I roll. Let's get it to 70% of you voting so that we really have something statistically valid and useful. So if you have not voted yet, give us a vote. So Michael, here it is. Actually, it's a little better than I thought. 73% no, but 27% yes, you are doing this. So couple thoughts. First of all, for that 27%, almost 30 that are doing this, take some pictures. Like the pictures I have on the screen right now, these are pictures that came from mortgage coaches. So when you're out, this is a picture that came from Jeremy Forcier, at an open house a couple weeks back. So take some pictures of how you're delivering this. Also, while Michael showed different pictures of how he's blowing it up and getting people to come in to the open house, let's collaborate. Again, one of the things that makes Mortgage Coach so special, it's not just that we're a technology company and we're delivering, value there, but it's this community. It's the fact that there's hundreds of loan officers on this call. There's hundreds of loan officers going to listen to this call. If you all shared pictures of how you're supporting agents to do mega open houses, what's it look like from the front of the house to get them to come in, and then what's it look like on the inside of the house so that you are educating and you're doing it in a way that's capturing leads. And by the way, what is a lead? A lead is someone that basically has a need, and two, you were able to have a conversation with that's actionable, that has follow-up associated to it. So, the only way that you get, a lot of people walk into the house who have needs. They're buying. But not everybody who walks into that house are you able to connect with emotionally and having an actionable conversation. So I guess the point I want to make, what better tool to have inside of that open house once you've blown it up with the mega and they've come in, knowing that 80% of them have the MLS in their back pocket, 80% of them are using mobile to search for homes. Why would we not, as mortgage coaches, give them a way to get mortgage options on mobile? And to your point, when you look at the millennials and you look at the new generation of first-time home buyers, which we know is a massive opportunity, why would we not be arming our realtors with first-time home buyer analysis and doing that in a mobile experience? Great way to grab more leads once you get them into the house with the mega open house. Michael, anything you want to add to that before we keep rolling?
Well, totally, and realize that there's so many ways to position this to open the door to a new relationship or establish a new position with a current relationship. And one of those is being part, exactly what Dave is talking about, is being a part of the net, right? There's a lot of fish in the sea and a lot of people who will attend these open houses, but the most critical part of it is what happens inside the house. And what you're doing, if you're the conversion master, you develop your scripts in such a way that you're gathering information and getting them to the next step, you are an asset. I mean, you are a huge asset for that partnership. And, let them attract and you be part of the conversion strategy, part of the net. And that's, I mean, honestly, that's how we use our lenders is totally as a filter, right? It's like we funnel everybody to wherever it is, and then it goes to the lender, and the lender filters it. And the filter is pre-qualification, right? And from your filter, it goes into the yes, pre-qual but not ready, or yes, pre-qual and ready, or no, not now, follow-up, right? And from those three bins, you know appropriately how to follow up. So know that, I mean, you can really position this, position yourself as a huge asset for this. And this is one of the most underserved, profitable pillars in the real estate industry. So I want everybody to know that, listen, there's a huge opportunity here.
So huge opportunity, folks. Please email me your pictures, both front door, how did they get driven into the home, and once they're in the home, how are you using Mortgage Coach to educate and add value? The more we blow this up for realtors, the better off. So again, just a reminder to all you mortgage coaches out there, make sure that you are CCing the realtor when you're delivering the mortgage options back. So when the realtor, they give you the lead, you send it to the borrower, you CC the agent, and now the agent clicks on it, and the agent is getting a mobile experience. They're in the loop on what you've quoted, what you've presented. If you attached a video to it, they're getting the video. If you are going out and you're doing a pre-qual in a realtor's open house, or in the realtor office, make sure that you're making that a mobile experience. Every chance you get, you need to stop doing this, and you need to start doing this so you capture more leads. Again, just can't emphasize it enough how important it is. Want to remind everybody that on our winter workshop program, tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock Pacific, we are going to be focusing on open houses. I want to remind everybody, every Tuesday we're doing calls like this. Every Thursday we're drilling down into the details. And if you haven't created 20 or more mortgage coach experiences, we've got a beginner's class every Friday. So again, sign up for the winter workshop. Super simple, super easy to do it. Just click on help, click on support, and you'll see, right there at the top, sign up for the winter workshop. Really simple, really easy. If you have not gone through our sales training or any of our advanced training videos or any of our scripting videos, want to remind you to click on those. We're talking about less than 2 hours of homework. So we ask our high school students to do about an hour a night, so 5 hours a week, just to get through high school. If you're serious about your profession and you want to deliver the best value possible and you haven't gone through this 2-hour homework assignment of the Mortgage Coach sales scripts, make sure you go through that. So as we wrap up today's call, Michael, I'm going to give you the final thoughts. I am going to push a poll. So while Michael is sharing his final thought of the day, Michael, anything you want to wrap this up with to make it actionable and valuable to everybody? And again, if you are new to Mortgage Coach or you're a guest on this call, let us know if you'd like to learn more. Michael.
Thank you. And Dave, first of all, thank you, right? I want to express appreciation. It's as always, it's a privilege to be on these calls. And thank you for working with me and my schedule and everything else that's been going on with the generosity generation and the busyness that we call this craziness, right? And the other thing is I would just say, here's your actionable item, is get 3 open houses on your books for January. I don't care where you're at, and it may be 2 degrees. I highly suggest just getting the best time to practice, right? Consider it rehearsal for the busiest part of the year. Now, if your busiest part of the year is January and February, like, Arizona, it starts up really in February. But the bottom line is get 3 on your schedule and just do them. And just know that it's dress rehearsal. You're going to screw up. It's not going to be perfect. But know that just get them on the board and commit to them, and then figure out the realtors you're going to partner with it and make it happen. And just know that this is an opportunity. It'll never replace the repeat and referral pillar. It won't. But guess what? It's always good to have multiple pillars. And if you're going to have multiple pillars, the 4 profitable pillars are the place.
All right, Michael. Well, hey, Michael, we appreciate you, brother. Let's you and I catch up on the phone. after the call. I look forward to having you back as a guest sometime soon in Q1. And thanks for everything that you're doing. Again, remember everybody, check out Michael's, buy the new book. Also, Michael, if people want to reach out or connect with you, I know you do some training around open houses. How can everybody connect with you outside this call?
Oh, that's great. Thank you. And we do. And we do it with lenders and realtors, and we do it as with them partnering. So the best way to do it is join, Join, Gen, Gen, at gmail.com. That's the easiest and fastest way to run it up the filter on our open house, our mega open house training. It's join, Join, Gen, at gmail.com. Join, Gen at gmail.com. And thank you for that, Dave. I appreciate that.
No problem. Michael and Joshua, they teach and train loan officers. They teach and train loan officers and realtors together on how to blow this up. So we've given you a solid overview of the program. We talked about how to integrate Mortgage Coach to capture more leads. And again, I can't endorse Michael enough. So if you want to go through his training, reach out to him outside of this. Hope this was a valuable call for everybody. We will see you next week. And have a great day, everybody. Thanks again, Michael.